Hey there, friends. Hope you're doing well. So I couldn't wait, and I had to upgrade to 1.5. So it's a big update for redstone, but there's no real, exploration or anything like that. It's just redstone and then quartz in the nether, so I wanted to do a little exploring in the nether to get that fabulous quartz. And then I need to figure out how villagers work more. I'm pretty sure they don't unlock their trade unless you do a separate trade or something like that, which is less than ideal. So I guess villagers don't stay in minecarts. They get ejected out for some reason. Good to know. However, that villager does not belong, unless you have a paper trade. You don't. Ooh. Lava got an update. Does it actually clear nicer? So let's go and explore the nether real quick. Mostly because I need quartz to actually craft the new stuff, but since I do have fortune picks back at base, I want to grab some of those so that we can optimize exactly how much we get. And also, nether rack can be smelted to the nether bricks to make the nether blocks. Make the nether brick blocks? Whatever. Which is fantastic, because I have a lot of it, and it saves me a lot of time. Now, obviously, I'll have to go out and generate new nether, which shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully. Oh yeah, lava definitely looks different. Now, it's not a huge shock to me, since I was more used to the new lava compared to the old lava, but I'm just hoping it decays nicer, that way you're not having various lava sources still. It was very annoying to get rid of lava. So for this design, I was thinking about it, and I think what I might do is raise the ceiling a bit more and then just put a simple roof on top. And then in the future, do this design on top, and then I can clear out the actual roof that I have. Just to make it a bit easier for me, and that way I can actually have something there. I can make my own super smelter. Or the basic super smelter. Hoppers are going to be a game changer. I just want to test it real quick. Yes! Okay, fantastic. I'm far too excited for that. Wait a minute. Hoppers. Oh, you beautiful, beautiful fools. I love you. Alright. I'm far too excited for that, but along with everything now. And I can actually use the observers and get, sugarcane and all that fun stuff. Now, I do want to make my ridiculously absurd pumpkin and melon farm. However, I feel like I should wait to go major. Whoa, stairs are better. Whoa. Hang on. Hold up. They fixed stairs now? Oh, they did. Oh, that's awesome. Holy Toledo. Oh, that's so nice. All right. Take you and you. All right. Now we can actually use stairs without fear. This is beautiful. Oh my gosh. Do that again. Holy, oh my gosh. I did not realize that I would miss that so much. But that's amazing. That's so beautiful. Wait. Alright, so let's go do a little exploring in the nether. Find some new chunks, hopefully. I've already gone a good distance. I've already gone 3k blocks in each direction, so what we shall do... Let's not accidentally fall in the lava, preferably. 3,000 blocks, 3,200 to find quartz, but quartz has been located. I brought Silk Touch with me, that way I can save on room and hopefully get just more quartz overall, since I can bring back more with me. But I'm going to do some exploring, and, well, just trying to see if I can get more quartz before I leave. And then today I really just wanted to kind of upgrade some farms and mess about with the redstone stuff. And also, the villager breeder, either Tango made his in a later update, when there was some changes to villagers, I'm assuming, or, I don't know, I'm just unlucky, but they are not breeding with the water going. So what I think I'm going to have to do is put dispensers in the walls, and then just turn them on or turn them off. Well, turn them on to get the sorting started. That's fine. And then go from there. I think that's pretty much the only way that I can think of to really guarantee that I can get the sorting and stuff to happen. Because right now, there's no breeding. Which is very unfortunate. I feel like he probably made his in a later update than 1.5. There were some changes to the villager AI. But I'm going to work on this, get as much quartz as I can. Oh, I'm so glad that lava actually flows differently now. And in the new nether, I'll actually find lava pockets. In the nether that I previously generated, I will not find lava pockets. Which is one reason why I went out 3,000 blocks in every direction. That way I could prevent worrying about that when I start doing much more digging and building in the places that I generated. I'm going to gather up as much as I can, and then we'll be back at the village. Here we are at the breeder, and, well, they're not breeding, which is very inconvenient. And as I showed off in the end of the last video, they were breeding like gangbusters when the water wasn't there. So I think what I need to do is break out this block. Nope, I already screwed up. Break out that block, put that there, and then try not to get sucked into the wave of villagers. Too late. We are lost forever. Now, I just need to make it over here. Okay. Nope, wrong one. There we go. Nope. Oh, this is a bad idea. Things have gone wrong. Things have gone very wrong. Alright, well, some people are going to have to die. And that is a loss I am willing to sacrifice. So the idea now is to do that for all the corners, and then basically when I leave it running overnight or whatever, all I have to do is come back, hit a button, flip a lever, and then all of them will disperse the water, and they'll be thrown up there. So it's a little more manual than I wanted. However, it'll be fine. But I think the only way for me to really do this... Oh, I did notice. I can just hold and drag. It saves so much time. There's a lot of little changes like that that I've noticed. Okay, so you put that in there. I want it in the middle because why not? Okay, I can actually do this a little easier with the other sides. I say that now and then things get a lot harder. Okay, put that there. So now all I have to do, put that back there, put the glass back on to make it look pretty, even though glass right now does not make things look pretty. So it should be pretty easy to wire up. You just need to have repeaters going, well, maybe not repeaters, but that's probably the most direct way to do it. Going into each with a button or a lever. And then turn it off and turn it on, and we should be good to go. Wait, if I do... hang on. If I put that in there... they do this... it worked? Holy Toledo, it actually worked! Okay. Perfect. Now I just have to figure out how to get, well, all of that. It'll be some fun redstoning, I think. Now, one thing I do want for this world is to have it where each of my bases or each place that I settle down for a while is self-sustaining. So, for example, like this place, if I wanted to build a big wall around this area and do a lot more to it, which in the future I might. To have it just, I have all the stuff here, I don't have to run all over to the previous base or a base 10,000 blocks away or something like that to get everything. So I'm going to be having a lot of similar farms, but I want to try and make them somewhat more interesting for each one, depending on what's going on, but I do want to try and spice things up. But yeah, the main goal for right now is to essentially make every... But the main goal for the future areas and everything is to just have the self-sustainability. So hopefully I'm not running all around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to get everything together when I should have the bulk of things at the base I'm working at. It shot out the bucket, why? Why did it shoot? Oh, did I click it too fast? Oh, that's probably why. That might explain the issue. That just may explain it, that it's shooting upwards instead of, you know, out. Like I wanted it to. This is the master redstone ability that people come here for. Come on, we can do it. Fight the tide. There we go. But I need to grab some redstone bits to start this. Mostly repeaters and just redstone. Ouch. And then we will hopefully have a working-ish automatic villager breeder. It works! After a little finagling and tweaking a couple things. And by tweaking a couple things, I mean just switching from lever to button. Since for some reason the lever... Well, the lever didn't give out a dual pulse, I guess. To retract the water. But a button works just the same. Now the only issue I'm seeing is that I don't see any breeding happening, which defeats the purpose. They didn't do anything different with the breeder when it was at the 1,000 entities. Literally just let it run. I'm not sure if there's something I did differently without realizing it, or if I actually have no idea. So I'm just gonna let this run for a while. I would think that I'd be seeing hearts, but I'm not seeing any. I don't know if more doors will actually help, because I shouldn't need it, since, like I said, as I showed before, there was plenty of villagers. But for right now, it doesn't seem like they are wanting to breed, so I will just let it run for a while, and either way, it's set up. I was worried that the redstone wouldn't connect directly to this unless it was like legitimately a direct plug-in and then have it like arch out here around the corner. But thankfully it went just fine, so just a little extra blockage, but nothing crazy. So next up in the future, we'll be actually doing a building around this thing. I have no idea what the building is going to look like, but that'll be the future at some point in the future. Either way, I think this will help it, since the only difference was there was no water before. So I'm hoping that's all I have to do, but we'll see. Either way, one thing I definitely want to do soon is to have a witch farm, because, well, I really want to try and focus more on redstone in this world, because I do have big plans for the world, and I do have that plan for the game in the future, but I need to understand redstone a lot more, so I really want to work on the redstone aspect of it, and understand that a lot more to, in the future, be able to build bigger things with redstone. Because now we can actually work on a sorting system for our main base with the crops and also the different spawners. On top of that, we can do a sorter for the iron. We can do so many things. So that is definitely going to happen. I really think we need to try and find a witch farm. And also, this spawns squids occasionally, so I have a very slow income, which is beautiful. I just love it. But there's a few farms that we should definitely build sooner rather than later. One is definitely a wool farm. And one reason that we need a witch farm is because I am very low on redstone. I think I have maybe this stack of redstone and maybe a little more, which is not ideal. It's just not. I think I may have figured out what the problem was. So the way a village is detected is it has to have, or the doors have to have complete sky access. And I think well, now I don't think it's considered that, so these need to be moved out by 1 block. So in theory being the key word here, I think this might fix it. I hope. Should be considered a village now. Because yeah, they have the access. I'm also thinking that due to the update, that maybe somehow these villagers are broken. I don't totally know how. I may need to either go on a very long hunt to try and find some more, or move a couple villagers that I have stowed away, basically. But I have a strong feeling that it's possibly due to the update somehow. Let's go up. Because it should be a functioning village now. I culled the herd because I figured maybe that might help somehow to kickstart it, but it wasn't changing anything. Worst case scenario, we'll have to go on an adventure to try to find another village, hopefully nearby. But I'm not too, I don't think we'll get that lucky. And then transport a couple villagers from there to here, which will be interesting, to say the least. The other thing we can do is actually go and try and find the stronghold. Because I do have 3 Eyes of Ender. So I could... yeah. So we could go and do that, and see if we can get lucky to find it before the eyes break. It would be cool to know where it's at, and then we can finagle some things from there. But this dang breeder, man. I'm pretty confident that updating from 1.4 to 1.5 somehow messed up the villagers. I don't think these would really change anything, but you never know. Especially with old Minecraft and just me not knowing really much about it other than the obvious. Let's take these down. I didn't think these would affect the main, or I don't think this would affect the breeder. I thought it would actually help in some way. But apparently not. Or, I mean, I don't even know if these are the problem. I have the habit of a one-track mind at times. Oh, that is so nice. Shift clicking, man. I'm really hoping this is just a very easy fix, and not having to go and get new villagers from another village far away. Hoping, but... well, my luck may not be that great. Alright, so there should be no other doors interfering, changing anything. I'm pretty confident to say that the villagers got busted upgrading from 1.4 to 1.5 though. So I feel like I would need to generate... a new village. But this would actually be a good time to hop over to the creative world and show you the design that I was working on, but I ended up going with this one. And we can also mess around and figure out what we want to do. Okay. So we'll just let them do their thing and see if anything changes. But over here I was working on a different design for the breeder. Since I knew that this method of just surrounding them with doors worked. Off the redstone. Redstone not for you. So my idea was here to where what I would do is have it on a timer, and I couldn't quite figure out how to get the timer to continuously go. For some reason it wouldn't stop. The only problem that I have with this is that, yeah, so it would do that. It takes the floor out from under them, they fall down into the water stream, they come over here and they get collected. Now, I like this method a lot for the simple fact that it's very easy to do. The only thing that I feel I would have to change to some regard is to ensure that there's always 2 villagers in here. And the only way I could see to do that would be to either essentially block off like this part. So if we were to block off this part, the problem is that it's not a guarantee. The baby villagers will still have a chance to run in, get grown up, and then they can't get back out. But end of the day, I do like the idea of the floor getting taken out from under them. I think it is it's a nice clean way to do it, I think. The other option I tried was putting a water source like right here, and then you have the pistons pulled down on the blocks, which would reveal the water stream to push them over. But the problem was that mostly the fact that I couldn't keep it open long enough. But I do like this design a lot. It's just, yeah, the only problem that I'm seeing is making sure that you're guaranteed to have villagers out here. Or just to keep 2 in there, but that's probably why I would have to just run it manually. Like when it gets packed enough, you just hit a lever, drop them down, release it back. And so that was my basic idea. And I do like it. It's just a matter of, well, if it would consistently work. Because so far, I haven't quite seen consistency. And finding old notes on the villager mechanics is kind of tough, honestly. But why aren't you guys breeding? Okay, you start breeding when I'm over here. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. But I'm definitely at a loss. I have no idea. Seems like early villager breeding was quite difficult. I think the only thing left to do, basically, would be to find a new village and see if setting up a small breeder there would work. Because these ones aren't wanting to breed. Which is annoying, because I need them for their delicious trades. And I would like to make a trading hall at some point. So I think what we're going to do today, then, is A, try to find the stronghold. But on top of that, try to find a second village, or a new village, I should say. Well, we found 2 things. We found the witch hut, which is fantastic. We'll just do a quick screenshot of this. And, literally right next to it, we found a village. Okay, I just saw the village, and now it's making me a liar. There it is, okay. I'm not a liar. That's the important thing. Alright, so the next step of the plan is to, well, get one of these fools right on back. However, I did bring a portal, or I didn't bring a portal. I brought obsidian to make a portal. That way, well, for obvious reasons, that we can get back here. And also I tried to find the stronghold, and I think it's under the mountain near the base. However, yeah, 2 of them got lost inside the mountain, and I tried digging around there and finding caves to let me go deeper into it, but I eventually found a pretty substantial cave. However, yeah, nothing led me to a stronghold, and I had no idea where to actually dig. Alright, so let's go through the portal, generate some new nether, and see exactly where we're going to need to probably move it for the, you know, connecting the rest of it. Oh. Why did it connect to here? I must be near the desert temple. So we're about 300 blocks away. This episode has been kind of all over the place. However, since we don't have a whole lot of time left, I do want to focus on one thing, since I get tunnel vision, and it's going to bug me if I don't try and figure this out now. The breeder. With the village that we found, I want to try to see if these guys will breed, because, well, at least then I'll know that the breeding works here, and I can cart them over to the actual breeder. What we're going to need to do is do some mild, murder, I guess is what you call it. A little mild murder. And from there, hey friend, don't worry. I totally won't be murdering you. And from there, do a very quick and dirty breeder, which pretty sure I'll just have to put a bunch of doors surrounding this building and then wait. So it won't be too hard to do it quickly. I just need to get a few materials. And one thing I was mentioning before about different farms, what I'll probably do is build farms that I know. However, I really want to get to actually understand how and why they work. Because in the future, further down the road, as, you know, new updates come along, and just wanting to make the world a bit more unique rather than just copy-pasting every farm or, you know, that one farm that I like. I want to be able to, you know, put my spin on it or just do it a little differently to customize it to an area that I want to do. So in the beginning, we'll definitely be taking farms that I know of off the top of my head and just building those, but I really want to get to actually understand how everything works to where I can actually build my own stuff. Because this whole series is not only about the redstone, but I do want to get better at building as well. Understand how to build stuff and all that fun jazz. I have some builds that I definitely want to do, and there's some builds that are very, very large that I have in mind. So we'll just have a little party over here then. What we're going to do is wall off this area entirely, and then, and one thing I do want to do in the nether is to do a dual highway. So I want to have not only the highway that I'm starting with the sandstone and stone brick, but considering that packed ice and blue ice are going to be out in some update, I don't know which one, but I want to have the option to either use a boat path or just fly, depending on, you know, the situation. Forgot that was Instamine for some reason. But needless to say, I have many plans for this world, and hopefully people will want to follow along. Give some tips or something like that that they want to, you know, they could see as being a cool addition to the world. I am not opposed to that in the least. I don't know if surrounding them is the way to do it, or if it's better to do it some other way. Oh, that needs to be, I know. 1 second. Right? Because it needs to actually be considered a house, so it needs to have a block over top of it. Shouldn't need to have a block over all of them, since in the mini iron farm, it was actually working fine. Alright, well, I'm just going to wait here and see if they do anything. So I transported the new villagers back to here, because in the creative world, I was able to replicate the breeding process just fine, spawn new villagers, it was great. However, I don't understand why. As far as I know, those were newly generated chunks. So these should be new villagers from the new part of the world. But they're still not breeding. And I swear I copied this exactly from the creative world. So that's the center. There's sky access. Yeah. So the only other option that I can think of, because these guys are not wanting to breed for me, those villagers are from before, is either A, they were generated chunks, but I just didn't notice them, or something else, but I'm assuming it's that, for the simple fact that if I was able to do it in creative with newly spawned villagers just fine, then in theory it should work in the regular. So the next thing I would have to do, because this video is already getting way too long, and I've already done stuff I was originally going to, you know, start upgrading some farms with the comparators and sorting, and yeah, the breeder completely sidelined everything. So I think what I'll have to do, since I'm pretty sure people don't want to see me finagle with this again for another episode, is in between episodes, I'm going to go exploring some more and try to find another village. Hopefully find one that's far enough away to where it's newly generated. Because I have no idea what directions I've gone so far. At least as far as the distance in them. The only thing I can really do is try to find another village that is much further away to where I know it's newly generated. There's not a chance it's not. And yeah, so what I'll probably end up doing is just going some direction from here and just going until I start seeing hopefully obviously generated new stuff. But that's going to do it for today. Hope you did enjoy. I know it was very much a random video and more focused on just trying to fix this than the 1.5 redstone stuff. But hopefully you did enjoy. Next episode we'll be organizing some things and doing some sorting stuff and more with the actual redstone bits. Nice thing is that while I've been AFK here trying to get the villagers to breed, I've gotten a good amount of iron, so that's helped. But I want to start kind of beautifying some areas and, like I say, getting that sorting figured out, especially in the main base. But I'll see you in the next one. Do take care of yourself, and thanks for watching.